Hello and welcome to USA Global TV, home of Talking Heads. And a big hello to our friends listening out of New York on Business Talk Radio. We're so happy to have you here. Our show today is The Listening Mentor, and that would be yours truly, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. This show is so exciting because we are featuring people who have invested in their personal and professional development to help facilitate and foster world peace, one elevated listener at a time. I am hosting a graduate of the power of listening. This person is someone that you want to do business with, someone you want to have in your life because she really cares. She's learned how to listen, how to identify behavior that is not effective listening, and how to really be there and give people a safe space to share. Let's welcome to the program, Keegan, Daly. Hi, Jean.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Hello, everyone.
So nice to have you with us today. And congratulations on your graduation from The Power of Listening, Parts 1 and 2.
Thank you very much. Very good.
We're so happy to have you, Jean. You've accomplished so much in your own right that before we get to all of your accomplishments, I'm just wondering, because you already are such an expert in so many areas, in so many ways, what was the impetus for you to take the power of listening?
I believe that we can all continue to grow and learn, or learn and grow. Grow from our learning. And even though I've been told I'm a very good listener because I've been a counselor for a long time, I felt that there were times when I maybe don't listen so well. And so I wanted to learn more ways that I could be a really good listener. And I wanted to learn ways that I could deal with my own interruptions in my own mind and also deal with people who I know aren't listening at the moment, and how I can help them to be more attentive to what I'm saying by checking myself that I don't digress, that I don't talk too long, that I don't give too many details. So it was very, very powerful for me.
Thank you, Jean. And I just want our audience to know all the things that you've accomplished we couldn't possibly get to today, but there are some that are just really top of mind that we need to share. So you are a holistic health registered nurse, an educator, a counselor, a therapist, Reiki healing master, author of Reflections of a Seasoned Soul, and a certified dream builder life coach. Congratulations on all of those wonderful things.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You truly are about giving back and helping other people.
Yes. All my life I've believed in that.
And I believe the same thing. And I believe together as elevated listeners, we really can foster world peace. And what I mean by that is if we truly stop and listen to what someone else is saying, that there will be more peace because there won't be as much confrontation as there is in the world today. So what are your thoughts on that, Jean?
I truly agree with that, Dr. Jacalyn. I feel that people are in speed mode. So they are thinking about, as they're listening to someone or something, they're thinking about what they have to do next or how long is this going to take. And everything seems to be rush, rush, rush. So one of the things that I know in myself I need to do and I share with others, take a pause. Every once in a while, just take a pause and breathe. And I feel like that not only centers yourself, but it also helps the other person to remember to take a pause and breathe. And that in itself makes you more aware of yourself, and that definitely will contribute to world peace because you're bringing peace to yourself and you're sharing that peaceful couple of seconds with the other person who's either listening or speaking to you.
Good point, Jean. Thank you. I'm wondering what you think about this because I've actually thought it over for a while. I feel like in times when we are anxious or we feel a lot of pressure, that when it comes to listening, And even speaking, we end up reverting to bad habits because we're in a state of being out of control. What are your thoughts about it?
I believe that to be true for many, many people, if not most people. And it's not a conscious thing. I feel that when I was listening to your educational presentation on good listening skills, I believe that one of the things that we need to do is to make sure that it's the best time for someone to either listen to me or me to listen to them. So that requires saying, for example, if I call someone and I say to them, I need to say something to you, or I need to talk with you, or I need to just want to chat, is this a good time for you? And if the person says, no, not really, then you say, okay, I get that. And please call me back at a time that's convenient to you, or you can say text me or email me. And, that way, both of you, and you can set on a time if that's appropriate at that moment, set a time that's convenient for both of you so you can be heard and also you can listen to the other person.
Jean, I love this takeaway that you had from the course. That's exceptional. Yay!
It was helpful, very helpful.
Well, I think I shared this during the course, but my father used to say to me, why do you have to take that phone call right now while we're having a conversation? And it was always because I was coming from a place of fear. Like it was usually a guy calling me, like, oh my gosh, if I didn't answer the phone, then maybe he'll call somebody else. Like that's how tenuous the relationship was. And so it made me think about the fact that just because someone is contacting us at a specific time, that doesn't mean it's a good time for us or that we can be completely available to listen to them.
That is so true, Dr. Jacalyn. I'd just like to share something. When I had a big reveal about that very thing that you're saying, I had been very, very sick in the 1980s and in the hospital for 16 days. And when I was home recovering, I had an answering machine. There were no cell phones at that time. And as I was recovering, the phone would ring again and again and again. And I would feel so guilty that I just didn't have the energy to answer it. And I was guilty because I thought, this is a person, I could see who it was calling. This is a person who cares about me, who wants to offer me some support. And it's going to seem like if I don't answer the phone, they know I'm here, they know I'm recovering. But it seems to me like if I don't answer the phone right now, they will think that they're not important to me. So I I had to struggle with that because there were times I just was too tired. I was still too ill and weak to answer the phone all the time. So I had to listen to myself and know that this would have been a real strain for me, and that the other person either would call back or I would call them back when I felt more comfortable.
And Jean, you touched on a point that is really paramount, that we have to do some self-care. And
Yeah.
in this case, you really were in need of self-care, healthcare, self-care, and you chose to make a decision about what was best for you in the moment. And congratulations, because that takes a lot of bravery and courage to do that, because you could have said, oh, fear of missing out, or what if they don't talk to me anymore? What if they don't call me anymore? Right? All these things go through our minds.
Hmm. Yes. And I learned that the hard way because the very first day I got home, the phone was ringing and ringing and ringing, and I would answer it because that very guilt and some of those fears, like, oh my gosh, they'll think I don't really care about them caring about me if I don't answer. And then I realized I was so exhausted that my voice would change because I just needed to not talk at that time. And so, yes, I was able to let go of that guilt and I was able to really say to myself, as I was teaching my clients before I got ill and after I was recovered, that you need self care. You know, we all need to figure out ways that we are overextending ourselves and allow us to fill up so that we have a vessel that's full from which to give to others.
It's so important, Jean. And I'll share a personal story. So, I spend so many hours broadcasting and producing. And at the end of the day, when we're finished here, I will go over to the gym and work out. And I always work out with weightlifting gloves. And what I was doing recently, up until maybe this week, is that I would have my phone available. But of course, I have to keep using everything to wipe everything down, wipe my fingers down. And I would want to be present 24/7 for anyone who needed to reach me, even while I'm trying to jump rope, clean my hands off, check the phone. And I thought to myself, this is insane, because I keep hearing dinging from Messenger or WhatsApp and this and that. So finally I said, it's okay to take an hour for self-care so that I can be totally present after that. I don't think anyone is going to be mad at me. And if they are, sorry, but I've got to invest in myself.
That's right. And I would like to add to that. That's really a great point. And I'm so glad that you allowed yourself to do that and take time for you, which is so important and necessary. I would like to add to that that people who would get mad for you not getting back to them immediately, uh, I like to think about it now as a way for them to learn something about themselves. So, does it mean that they need to pay attention to areas where they might be insecure? And do they need to pay attention to areas where they might be really trying to hurry up all the time and call you and do this and do that? So, it took me years to learn this and apply it to my life. We are not responsible really for how other people react to us as long as we do whatever we need to do for self care and self preservation sometimes, with kindness, with honesty, with love, and with intention that we need to fill that cup inside of us at least at least part way in order to give to the other person.
More good points. Thank you, Jean. One thing I'd like to just discuss with you before we close out is, you had heard this in the class, The Power of Listening, and I think it's important to just reiterate it. It is sometimes possible, if someone wants our attention, that we can share with them, we're not fully present right now. I can listen with half an ear, but I can't give you everything, because sometimes people, all of us do this, we're so in need of sharing the information in the moment that even when you ask for permission, no, I have to tell you right now. So the answer could be, well, I can't be fully present right now, but I can, sort of like skimming, right? I can skim the information in my head. And people might say, yes, that's what I need. I just need to get it out. So what do you think about that, Jean?
I think that's a really good point, Dr. Jacalyn. Some people do need to just get it out and vent. They don't, and venting can be a very positive thing. Maybe they want to share something that is happy for them or joyful for them, or maybe they just want to say what is going on, like they got a test result back or something like that. And I think that as long as they understand that you cannot respond at that time, that you have listened to the impact, or at least the message, and the details can come later on when you can be fully present to listen to them and hear all the details.
Exactly. Because sometimes that's all that we need. We just need somebody to be there and listen so we can get it off our chest. We do have a hello from Adam Duvall, who is over in the UK. Hi, Adam.
Hi,
nice
Adam.
to have you joining us. All right, Jean, I'm going to spotlight you. And once again, congratulations on being an elevated listener. Everybody should reach out to Jean, because she truly cares and will give you a space to share. Please share your contact information, Jean, who you would like to reach out to.
would like to reach out to anyone who is interested in what I have learned and now apply. And of course, this is not perfection, but you can always reach me at my email, which is the letter J, life spirit, and I'm sorry I didn't put it on there, jlifespirit at comcast.net. And just in the subject line, if you could just put, you know, something about the show that this is about the listening show, that would help me to open it, you know, above some other emails that maybe are just solicitations. So J, the letter J, LIFE, spirit at comcast.net. And I will have a website pretty soon. I will give you that website name. However, it's not structured yet, but it should be within this month. So it's the letter J. It's Jean Daly. Keegan is my family name. It's Jean Daly at Life Coach, dreambuilderlifecoach.com. Sorry, I don't have that in front of me. But the best way right now is through email. So I would really appreciate that.
And we have, by the way, we can also put it in the comments after the show. So I think that'll be helpful for people to reach out. And we've got a comment from Adam. I definitely will reach out to Jean, as I believe we could all benefit from listening. Please, can you connect us, Jacalyn Kerbeck? Absolutely. Connection now made. There it is. So beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, Jean, thank you so much for being here and for being an elevated listener and for helping us to foster world peace, one listener at a time.
Thank you very much. You're so helpful, and this is a wonderful program. I'm so glad I took the program. Thank you.
I am too. Thanks, Jean. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So for those of you who are just joining us, I see some people just stopped in. We have 4 courses that are called The Power of Listening. And these involve videotaped role plays of actual scenarios that you might watch and say to yourself, oh, this looks familiar. We just had this situation at home today. You also will have the opportunity to engage with the other people who are taking the course, and you'll be able to identify behaviors that you yourself might be exhibiting that are awarenesses, opportunities for growth for you to be an elevated listener. So the listening skills absolutely take practice. It's like anything else. And I know for me in the work that I do, that I have learned to listen even at times when it seems like it's impossible to continue listening. I just keep listening. I have no judgments. I don't try to provide solutions. In fact, on one of the shows that we did a couple of weeks ago, I had 2 people on here, and not on the Listening Mentor, on another show. And one of the people was very, very upset about some of the things that the other person was saying. They didn't know each other. And the person was demonstrating how upset they were. And at that moment, that person stopped listening to what the other person was saying. And it was totally clear for anyone watching that the other person checked out and was making judgments about the other person. And this is on television and radio. So I'm just saying it goes on all the time. So if you'd like to invest in yourself and to be an effective listener, please do go over to Eventbrite and put in the search engine, The Power of Listening. You'll be able to find it right there. We have 4 courses. I'm looking for our banner. Of course, I can never find my own banner. Here it is. So you can go over to Eventbrite and put in The Power of Listening seminars. And there are 4 of them. The first 2 are core courses, and Jean is a graduate of those. They are foundational courses. The other 2 involve music and breathing. And we have had people have major breakthroughs in the course, people crying, people getting in touch with their inner self, people who are listening to themselves for the first time in a long time. So we hope that you'll join us for any of those courses. You can take them in any order. It doesn't matter. All right, thank you. That's all we have for today. I'm going to close out with this beautiful song from Sam Sarah, and I think you really like it. It's aligning with what we're talking about. It's called Nothing Is Wrong with Me. Thanks again. Thank you, Jean. Bye, everyone.